Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Nocturnal Muse, and my name is Nixia Phoenix. Happy New Year's. This is my December reading wrap up. I just came out with my November one because it was kind of late, but I did not read as much books as I thought I was going to. I was actually a lot more busy than I thought it was going to be. It was actually a good Christmas. It was a good Yule, Christmas, birthday, New Year's Eve, and New Year's Day for the first time in years. It was comparatively, it was a lot better. So, yeah. I should do a video actually about the year 2026. I think I'm gonna do that. I was gonna do a video for the 13 days of Yule, or 13 nights of Yule, but it just got overwhelming and I just don't want to do it anymore. So, unfortunately, I was going to put a video up every day, but since it's like after everything now, it's like, what's the point, you know? So, anyway, yeah, welcome back. This year's gonna be a good year. And I already know that because the reason why I know that is because I, as a Wiccan, as a pagan, as a witch, I can sense things. I always sense things. I sense, yep, this year's gonna be the same. It's gonna be, this year's gonna be crappy. I have sensed that this year is gonna be different, and I intuitively, my dad likes to say psychically, but like psychic, like all like TV magic and exciting and stuff. And it's not really like that. It's a lot more grounded than what he and people like him think it is. It's just really intuition, and it's just energy and an awareness of energy and patterns and stuff like that. Um, that's all it is really. And so it's not really that like exciting. I mean, it's exciting. It's cool, I'm not trying to like shrink it or diminish it or anything, but it's not like what people think it is. Even my own dad, who I thought was a lot more aware and grounded of certain things, life things, he's actually. But anyway, I'm gonna get to that. Oof. There's a lot of shit there, but anyway, um, no negativity. Anyway, welcome back. I'll be talking about a few books I read in December. Not many, but it's okay. It's fine. Let's get into it. So, unfortunately, in December, I only read 4 books. I'm kind of disappointed in that, honestly. Yeah. So 4 books total. 3 audiobooks and 1 paperback. Maybe it's because I had like, how many days off? I had 7 days off of work in December. So a lot of the time I listen to more audiobooks because I'm at work. And so maybe I could have fit in 1 more audiobook, maybe. It could have been at least 5, and then I don't know, because I'm not even close to finished with the physical books I have. So I don't know. It could have been 5 if I didn't have 7 days off of work, maybe. I mean, it's not 7 days off because that's also counting a weekend, so like 5 days off work. I had a whole entire week, a work week off of work in December, and then I have Thursday today, and then tomorrow off. Then I have that back Monday. So it's a good break, It's a pretty good break. Basically 7 days off of work, like work days. So I listened to 3 audiobooks and I listened to read 1 paperback. The audiobooks were all in one series, the same series that I've been listening to since November, early November or late October. I think I started in late October, then finished the book in early November. So the same series I've been listening to since October. I finished all 5. I shouldn't have said that probably, but I finished the 5th one in December, and I'll be finishing the last one in January. I'm sad because I usually don't read a series that quickly, except for Vampire Academy. I do a reread of that every year, and so I'm not like, yay, it's January 1st, I get to read again, yay. And then this year I ordered my the special edition, the very very exclusive special edition of Bloodlines, which people were like wondering, like, are they gonna ever do that? Because nobody else has a special edition of Bloodlines, the spin-off series of Vampire Academy, and they have it, and it's like pretty much the same. You see in the back, see that box in the back? I've showed it many times on my channel before. It's the exact same as that, but like where Vampire Academy is like a academy setting, it's gothic. Bloodlines is more like California. I think they're in California. So it's like all sunny and it's all still vampires and stuff, but it's like more focused on magic and sunlight and lilies and tattoos and stuff like that. So the box is similar to that, but it's more gold, like shiny, like colorful, and has palm trees and stuff. So it's not like I like it. I like Bloodlines, but it's not my favorite series or anything. But it's it's Vampire Academy universe. So anything in Vampire Academy universe, yes, even the series, the show that was on Stan, complete shit. I still watched it 2 times. It ended in a cliffhanger. So it was like a different. No, it wasn't a cliffhanger, was it? No, but it was completely different of a story. But I guess I kind of liked it for its own story thing. If you just take out the fact that it's, try to like distance yourself from like they're two completely different things. Yeah. Anyway, I want to talk about Vampire Academy because we're talking about the books I read in December. I always want to talk about Vampire Academy. Anyway, yeah, that's all I gotta say about that, I guess. Yeah, so I'm getting the Bloodlines box sometime in like June, which honestly is like right on time for like its setting and stuff like that. So I got I got that on Christmas last year. Okay, it came like I think it came Christmas Eve, and those are my grandparents. So when I came back like Christmas Day or date after Christmas, it was there, and I was like, wow, cause it was months and months late because it kept the website where I got it from. It kept having delays and stuff, and so it came specifically on Christmas. It's like wow. Anyway, probably not Christmas because I don't think people will work around Christmas. Maybe the federal holiday, but I don't know. Anyway, back to the topic. So like always, let's look at the stats for December. Not December 2026, but December 2025. So, the moods were tense, like, yeah, an equal part of tense and adventurous, and then a little bit less emotional and dark, but equal parts emotional and dark, and there's a tiny bit of mystery in there as well, mysterious. 3 out of 4 books were medium paced. So let me say specifically, like, so 3 out of 4 of the books were tense, and I know which one these are because that's a series is just tense. 3 out of 4 are adventurous, and I'm pretty sure I know which one these are. Those are. 2 were emotional, 2 were dark, and 1 was mysterious. And then I'm pretty sure I know what this is too. 3 out of 4 of the books were medium paced. I'm pretty sure I know what those are. And then 1 book was fast paced. pretty sure I know what that is. Wow. Really? Holy crap. So this is weird because it's like the opposite of what how my months usually go. That's cool. So usually my months go like, I read like one book that's like 500 plus pages, and then all the rest of the books are between 300 to 499 pages. But it was the opposite this year. I mean, this month. 3 out of 4 of the books were 500 plus pages. It's probably one of the reasons, at least just one of the reasons, among many, that I only read 4 books this month. So 3 out of 4 were 500 plus pages, and one was between 300 and 499 pages. Let me tell you why. So, one, I actually didn't listen to audiobooks that much this month. I don't know. I wanted silence or music when I was grooming. I was like tired of like audiobooks for some reason. But at that point, I was just like, I'm done. So I didn't listen as much as I usually do this month. I could have maybe fit in even 2 audiobooks this month, so I could have read like at least six books this month, and then that, and also the 5 days off of work. Then there were a few nights where I'm like, I don't want to read, so I didn't get that far. And like the farthest I am in the book, I'm reading 5 books right now at a time. My sister, because I have 3 young adult fantasy, young adult romantasy, I guess, 1 erotica, dark romance, and then I'm about to start Vampire Academy. So it's about 5 books that I'm reading right now at the same time. So hopefully January will be like 5 books, yay! 5 months. Oh god, I can't talk. So that's why the farthest I am in any of those books is only halfway. I'm also rereading a book that I want to get a special edition of one day soon. I'm reading one of my favorite series, so that's gonna be. I'm pretty sure January is gonna be a really good month in Star. Like it's gonna be at least 4 stars. I'm pretty sure. But the dark romance is probably going to lower it, honestly. And then the other book that I'm reading, that's the first time, but it's been on my like YA nostalgia. Like I haven't read it before, but it's like a YA like 2013, somewhere around like 2013 or something. I've been wanting to read it since then, like since I was a kid. So I'm finally reading that, and it's so amazing Greek mythology, so it's like right up my alley and stuff. And it's nostalgic YA. Then Vampire Academy, of course, is always going to be 5 stars. So, why did I start talking about that? I don't know. I'm obsessed. Busy. I went to Busch Gardens all day on Mother's Night, December 20th. Had a family Yule celebration thing, and then after that went to church in the morning, Yule celebration in the evening and the afternoon, and then back to church for Yule ritual in the evening. So I was busy all that day, and then when I came home, I did a little Yule ritual, but I was so exhausted, so I didn't finish that. I went to sleep. 23rd wasn't that bad. The 24th, I was working all day, like late, and then I went to my grandparents to see my aunt and uncle and cousin before they left for their Christmas vacation. That's out in like sunny areas, probably like I don't know, Hawaii or something like that. And then Christmas was all busy that day. 26th was I was probably reading, and then 27th I started my birthday week. Did stuff for my birthday. 28th I did stuff for my birthday. 29th I was busy all that day for my birthday. The 30th, I got a tattoo. Oh yeah, I forgot to show you the tattoo. And then the 30th, 31st, I was busy all day, so cleaning. It doesn't look like I cleaned. I cleaned 1/3 of my room. Like, okay, I guess maybe 2/3, or 2/4, 1/2 of my room, maybe. Yeah, more like 1/2, maybe a little less. Anyway, so I was pretty busy towards the end of December. So all of fiction, of course, and all our young adult romantasy. I read 2,067 pages in December, and the average rating for the month was 4.5 stars, so it was a pretty good month. That is the stats for December. So let's get into the books themselves. So the first one was just because of chronological order, because Storygraph doesn't like put them in order from when I finished it, apparently, because I know I didn't finish the 5th one first, then the 3rd one, then the 4th one. So I finished The Inadequate Heir. I finished The Inadequate Heir in December, which is crazy because, wow. So I finished 2 books of the series each month. I finished 2 in November, 2 in, no, I finished 3 in December. That's crazy though. And they were all 500 plus pages. So maybe I did really like listen to a lot in December. Maybe it was just a lot. Maybe I think that's the case. Anyway, it's the 3rd book in the Witch Kingdom by Danielle L. Jensen. It's 673 pages. It was from Audible, free for me. It was first published in 2022, and it's romantasy, adventurous, emotional, tense, and medium-paced. It's for readers drawn to enemies to lovers' romance burning inside a crucible of endless war, where vengeance collides with desire. It's ideal if you crave moderate pacing that alternates battlefield tension with stolen nights, emotional stakes sharper than steel, and fantasy that keeps world building lean while the angst runs deep. The Inadequate Heir was one of my favorite series, and I can't believe I started it and finished it in December. Wow. Like the duology that I talked about in my November reading wrap up. Anyway, so the description says, the next installment in the Witch Kingdom series is not to be missed. Do not walk to pick up this book. Run. Jennifer L. Armentrout, author of From Blood and Ash. I hate that they, like, that's what Jennifer L. Armentrout is known for now. Because I hate From Blood and Ash. But that's all she's known for now. There's so many books that she wrote before that series that I love. Anyway. Like the White Hot Kiss, the, what's it called? Because when I was younger, I used to, I like vampires and stuff, but, like, I liked authors who would, like, be creative and not just, like, do vampires or werewolf, that's it. Like, zombies, or, like, just any supernatural creature that you wouldn't really think about. Like, just be creative with it, Original. And Jennifer L. Armentrout was one of those authors. She wrote a trilogy about, what do you call those things? I still have to tip my tongue. Holy crap. Those little guys that sit on the church, the stone thingies, anyway. I like that series. But anyway, in the 3rd novel of the iconic Witch Kingdom series, forbidden romance blooms between 2 sworn enemies who must choose between their thirst for vengeance and their love for each other. From the New York Times bestselling author of A Fate Inked in Blood. A soldier raised as heir to an empire, Zara is motivated by 2 truths. The first is that the Valiant family murdered her mother. The second is that her pursuit of vengeance will put every last one of them in their graves. Everybody wants to kill the Valiant family. Everybody hates them. The endless war between Maridrina and, well, they're pretty hateable people. Like not everybody, but like Silas was a bad person. So the endless war between Maridrina and Valcata has raged for generations, leaving thousands of Zara's people dead and still more orphaned. So when she's given command of the contested city of Erastus, Zara is prepared to do whatever it takes to destroy the Meridrinian forces who oppose her, and to kill the valiant prince who leads them. Yet a chance encounter with an anonymous and handsome Meridrinian causes Zara to question whether the violence he's perpetrated is justice or a crime. And as she continues to meet the nameless man each night, she finds common ground and fiery passion in his arms. But when identities are revealed, Zara must decide whether to embrace a chance at peace or march to the drums of war. So, the community reviews place it at 4.09 stars based on 10,541 reviews. It's mostly adventurous, emotional, intense, and the pace is medium. It's a mixture of plot and character driven. Very strong character development, very lovable characters, a diverse cast of characters, definitely. Flaws of the main characters are a main focus, and the content warnings. The graphic ones are sexual content, violence, and war. The moderate ones are torture, death of parent, and suicide, and the minor ones are vomit, suicidal thoughts, and domestic abuse. So I rated this 4.25 stars. I really liked it, but I like the second one better, even better. So the second one in the duology, which is the Endless War. Let me get back to my stats, actually. So, The Bridge Kingdom Book 4, The Endless War by Danielle L. Jensen, has 575 pages. I listened to it on Audible, and it was first published in 2023. So she was like trying to get these out quicker because people started really liking them. I guess that's what happened. So it's romantasy, adventurous, dark, mysterious, and medium paced. It's for readers drawn to dark romantic fantasy centered on forbidden love caught in the machinery of endless war. Passion that burns through betrayal and threatens to consume everything. It's ideal if you crave morally gray characters, intense emotional stakes, and a pace that balances breathless moments with slow burn tension, where love itself becomes the most dangerous weapon. So the description says, in the fourth novel of the sizzling Bridge Kingdom series, one man must decide just how much he is willing to sacrifice to save the life of the woman he loves. The New York Times bestselling author of A Fate Inked in Blood. Newly crowned as king, Karis is powerless as his forbidden relationship with Zara is revealed. But when Zara is imprisoned by the Empress, Karis knows there is only one way to save her, to ally with the kingdom he nearly destroyed. Imprisoned on the dreaded Devil's Island, Zara faces two choices: prove her loyalty to the Empress who condemned her, or die as a traitor. Yet as she struggles to survive among violent prisoners, Zara uncovers a third path, a rebellion to overthrow tyranny, entwined with the destiny she must fight to claim. While the Empress plots a war with devastating consequences, Karis and Zara must find their way back to each other. Yet their greatest adversary is the fiery passion between them. Unless they overcome the bitterness of betrayal, their love would not be the bringer of peace, but rather the fuel that turns the endless war into an inferno. So the community reviews place it at 4.16 stars based on 6,578 reviews, and it is mostly adventurous, emotional, intense. The pace is medium. It's a mixture of plot and character driven. Very strong character development, very lovable characters, very diverse cast of characters, and the flaws of the characters are a main focus. So the content warnings, the graphic ones are violence, war, and sexual content. The moderate ones are cannibalism, Yep, that's in that book. Death and torture. The minor ones are pregnancy, vomit, and suicidal thoughts. So a character gets pregnant and has a baby. I think she says pregnant in this book, and then the next book she has the baby. That's what happens. So I rated it at 4.5 stars. Yeah. And then the fifth one, the first book of the third duology, The Witch Kingdom number 5, The Twisted Throne by Danielle L. Jensen. It has 512 pages. I listened to an Audible, and it was first published not this year anymore, first published in 2025. So it's romantasy, adventurous, emotional, tense, and medium paced. It's for readers drawn to political fantasy centered on the knife edge between duty and desire, where loyalty to homeland collides with the heart's treacherous pull. It's ideal if you crave courtly tension, slow burn forbidden romance, and morally gray power plays more than battlefield action, and you relish heroines who wield seduction and strategy like twin blades. So the description says, in the fifth novel of the thrilling Bridge Kingdom series, a forbidden love threatens to destroy a fragile peace between kingdoms when a princess promised in marriage falls for the wrong brother. From the New York Times bestselling author of Fate, Ink and Blood. A commander who bled to defend her people, Anna is haunted by two beliefs. The first is that she failed to protect Ithaca from invasion, and the second is that saving her homeland means leaving it behind forever. The Merovingians left Ithaca in ruins and its people impoverished. So when the wealthy kingdom of Harrendale claimed, I thought it was spelled differently. Oh well, because I hear it. So when the wealthy kingdom of Harrendale claims her as a bride for its crown prince, even though she's already betrothed to it. So Anna is prepared to do whatever it takes to gain influence as the future queen and to control the gold that comes with the throne. When I was finishing up the fourth book, I was like, oh, the next character is gonna be Anna, and Anna's a character you it's easy to hate. So I'm like, this is gonna be interesting. I'm gonna fall in love with this character. The author is gonna let me see the inside of her mind and make me feel sympathy for her, and I do. Definitely do. I feel like I connect with Anna more than any of the other characters before her. So she's a character you can easily connect with. Anna swiftly discovers that beneath the beautiful surface of Harrendale's court is a dark underbelly built upon schemes, duplicity, and the pursuit of power. The only individual who holds himself above the politics is not her future husband, but his infuriating half-brother James. And as she begins to question whether Harrendale is the ally it claims to be, Anna finds herself drawn into a forbidden attraction to the wrong prince. As deadly plots tighten around her, Anna must decide whether saving her people will be achieved as a bride or as a blade. And so when I first read this description, before I read it, I'm like, yes, it's going to be not just oh, how am I going to fall in love with this prince? No, it's she doesn't fall in love with the prince, and she falls in love with the person she's not meant to be with. Forbidden love is one of my favorite tropes. And, the brother and stuff like that. So I'm like, yay. But, it's even more than just that, because he's a bastard. He's a royal bastard. He's a prince, but in the fifth book, he's a bastard. But in the sixth book, it actually shows the reality, the truth. And it's oh shit. But I'm not going to say anything until I finish that book for January. There'll be a spoiler. So I like to spoil on this channel. Sorry. Anyway, community reviews place it at 4.22 stars, which is the highest rated book out of all of them, I think, based on 2,911 reviews. So it might also be because there's not as many reviews, because it just came out. So, and the moods are mostly adventurous, tense, and emotional. The pace is medium. It's a mixture of plot and character driven. It has strong character development, livable characters, diverse cast of characters, and the flaws of characters are main focus. And then the content warnings, the graphic ones are violence, sexual content, and murder. The moderate ones are war, injury/injury detail, and blood. And then the minor ones are pregnancy, animal death, and vomit, which she gives birth to the baby in this book, so it's not pregnancy anymore. That's baby. So, For those who like to, abort babies, this might trigger you. I just like to be a hater. I rated this book 4.75 stars. It was my favorite book. So I'm guessing this duology is going to be even more my favorite than the second duology, which just gets, each book gets better and fucking better and fucking better. So, yeah. Anyway, that's the series that I read in December. I'll be finishing it in January, which I'm really sad. It's been a lot. It's been a lot. And then Evermore, I came back to a book that I've been thinking about for a long time. For like the past year, 2025, the whole entire year of 2025, I thought about it. I finally got it. I finally read it on Christmas. So, it's the first book in the Immortals trilogy, or series, not trilogy. It's 306 pages. I read it in paperback, and it was first published in 2009. It's fiction, fantasy, romance, young adult, dark, tense, fast-paced, and other supernatural. So they're called immortals. They're not vampires, they're immortals, with a capital I. So it's for readers drawn to dark, fast-paced YA romance centered on the intoxicating pool of destined love that quiets inner chaos. I like soulmate tropes too. So, and reincarnation tropes. So this is good for that. If you love soulmates and reincarnation and you're spiritual like me, like Wiccan, there's a lot of Wicca stuff in here, auras, psychic abilities, tarot reading, spirit. Summerland's a very Wiccan thing, so I don't know, the author really did her homework on that. Anyway, so readers drawn to dark, fast-paced YA romance centered on the intoxicating pool of destined love that quiets inner chaos. It's ideal if you crave tense, addictive pacing, moody high school atmosphere, and a lush, slightly gothic aesthetic over dense world building. Perfect for those who want swoony supernatural romance with secrets humming beneath every touch. So the description says, "Don't miss Evermore, the first book in Allison's number one." Allison. Okay, they didn't spell that right. I was like, what are you? Alison Noel's number one New York Times bestselling The Immortal series. Enter an enchanting new world where true love never dies. After a horrible accident claiming the lives of her family, 16-year-old Ever Bloom can see people's auras, hear their thoughts, and know someone's entire life story by touching them. Going out of her way to avoid human contact and suppress her abilities, she has been branded a freak at her new high school, but everything changes when she meets Damon August. Damon is gorgeous, exotic, and wealthy. He's the only one who can silence the noise and random energy in her head, wielding a magic so intense as though he can peer straight into her soul. As Ever is drawn deeper into his enticing world of secrets and mystery, she's left with more questions than answers, and she has no idea just who he really is, or what he is. The only thing she knows to be true is that she's falling deeply and helplessly in love with him. So community reviews place it at 3.16 stars, based on 22,831 reviews. The moods are mostly mysterious and emotional, and the pace is somewhat medium. I don't know why it said fast-paced. What's okay? I don't know what's fast-paced then from this month. But it's not quite medium. It's like a mix. Like it just the pace is like I don't know. It's 43% medium, but 34% fast and 16% slow. So who knows? Also, plot or character driven. Who knows? Nobody is sure about this. 48% character driven, 37% a mix, and 13% plot. Strong character development. Nobody knows. Again. 41% say yes, 24% say complicated, 31% say no, and 3% say NA. Livable characters? Who knows? Again. 37% say yes, 10% say complicated. No, sorry. 37% say yes, 26% say complicated, 34% say no, and 1% say yes, or NA. The diverse cast of characters, no. And flaws of characters are main focus, yes. So the content warnings, the graphic ones are injury/injury detail, death of a parent, and alcohol, moderate are car accident, death, and alcoholism, and the minor ones are stalking, bullying, and suicidal thoughts. So I rated this book 4.5 stars. It's written by Alison Noel, if I didn't say that already. That's what the books I read in December. I want to know, like, specific. So the fast-paced book was Evermore, which is weird because, okay, I just said that people write. Okay, I don't know how they do that. That was my month. I'm gonna talk a little bit about the books I will be reading next month in January. This month. So I'll be reading at least 5 physical books in January. So probably at least, very least, 1 Audible book. But I'm not halfway done with the Audible book, so actually probably at the very least 2 Audible books. Loki, what are you trying to do? Come here. Oh my god, Loki. Fucking cats. Jesus Christ. Anyway, you can't get on the desk. You can't. The space right here is not flat space. Okay, it's not like space that you can just walk around on. Okay, the keyboard is not just this flat space. It's actually an object that I use. Okay, so just sit on my lap. Okay, that's what I do. Okay. Anyway, so the book I'm halfway done with is, I don't have the cover for it right now. I took it off because I hate covers on books. But The Coldest Girl in Cold Town. This is a reread. It's like the third reread of this book. And probably should have gotten the cover through, but anyway, I am on chapter 22. I'm on page 211, so I'll be finishing that book this month. And let me talk a little bit about that. So I gotta look it up. The Coldest Girl in Cold Town by Holly Black. It's a standalone. Unfortunately, it really should be a series. It really should have at least a sequel, like a duology, at least, but it doesn't. And the author says she does know what happens next, but she's not. She's a traditional publisher, so she doesn't really have leeway. So, The Coldest Girl in Cold Town by Holly Black has 419 pages, so I'm halfway done with it. It's a hardcover and was first published in 2013. It's fiction, fantasy, young adult, dark, tense, medium-paced, cute, unlikely romance, goth, romance, and vampires. So it's for readers drawn to dark, tense fantasy about the razor-thin line between predator and prey and the cost of survival. It's ideal if you like moderate pacing, decadent gothic atmospheres, morally gray romance, and lush yet lethal aesthetics over epic scope or intricate lore. So the description says, The Coldest Girl in Cold Town is a wholly original story of rage and revenge, of guilt and horror, and of love and loathing from best-selling and acclaimed author Holly Black. Tana lives in a world where walled cities called cold towns exist, and in them, quarantine monsters and humans mingle in a decadently bloody mix of predator and prey. The only problem is, once you pass through Cold Town's gates, you can never leave. One morning, after a perfectly ordinary party, Tana wakes up surrounded by corpses. The only other survivors of this massacre are her exasperatingly endearing ex-boyfriend, infected and on the edge, and a mysterious boy burdened with a terrible secret. Shaken and determined, Tana enters a race against the clock to save the 3 of them the only way she knows how, by going straight to the wicked, opulent heart of Cold Town itself. The Coldest Girl in Cold Town is a wholly original story of rage and revenge. They just said this. Okay, whatever. So I rated it. I didn't actually rate it on the Storygraph yet. So we'll see. Sometimes, I do change my reviews. Sometimes. Usually they go lower, but hopefully this one's higher this time. Hopefully. So I'll be reading that. I'm already halfway done with it. Next one I've already been reading is Warriors. Crap, I don't know what page I'm on. Loki, not doing that. Pretty sure I'm like around page 100. A little past 100. I'm farther than I thought, actually. Loki. So I'm on like page 147. Can you please stop? So this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The 8th series. In each series have 6 books. I've been reading it since I was 10 or 11. So I'm, that's why I'm far into it. The second book of the 6th series, the 8th series. In the back it says, as Twi'lek construction threatens to destroy their connection to StarClan, the cats scramble for a solution, but could a new danger be lurking within the clans themselves? So this is the 8th series, Changing Skies, Warriors, and the book is called Hidden Moon by Aaron Hunter. And on the inside it says, on the dawn of a moonless dark, who will arise? Still healing from an accident that almost killed her, Tawny Pell was eager to share the message she received from StarClan about a great peril. Loki, you need to get on the bed or lay down. About a great peril looming over the clans, but her vision is dismissed by her son and leader, Tigerstar, leaving Tawny Pell with no choice but to take matters into her own paws. Racked with guilt that he caused his father's death, Starling Paw is determined to atone for his mistake. His chance comes when Tawny Pell warns him of a two-faced cat intent on destroying the clans, believing himself uniquely suited to find this cat and stop them. Starling Paw seizes on the opportunity to prove that he is an asset, not a liability, to SkyClan. Moonpaw is settling into her role as a ThunderClan apprentice, even as she continues to grapple with the voice in her head. But the more she tries to ignore the voice, the louder and angrier it grows. Meanwhile, two legs have set their sights on the moon pool, blocking communication with StarClan. But the cats find a way to reach their ancestors after all is lost. So Warriors is a very spiritual book and series. Very spiritual. Very new age and spiritual. So it's a good book to read if you're spiritual. And you like cats. And then the third one is Star-Crossed by Josephine Angelini. So the back it says, a love written in the stars, a feud started in ancient Greece, a curse not even the gods can break. Why are you shedding like that? Jesus Christ, Loki. So it says, and the inside it says, "How do you defy destiny? Helen Hamilton has spent her entire 16 years trying to hide how different she is. No easy task on an island as small and sheltered as Nantucket. And it's getting harder. Nightmares of a desperate desert journey have Helen waking parched, only to find her sheets damaged by dirt and dust. At school, she is haunted by hallucinations of three women weeping tears of blood. And when Helen first crosses paths with Lucas Delos, she has no way of knowing they're destined to play the leading roles in a tragedy the fates insist on repeating throughout history. As Helen unlocks the secrets of her ancestry, she realizes that some myths are more than just legend, but even demigod powers might not be enough to defy the forces that are both drawing her and Lucas together and trying to tear them apart. So I got this from the Chesapeake Public Library because I got a Chesapeake Public Library library card ID thingy. I love going to new libraries. And libraries I don't have huge finds at. So. And then the dark romance book I'm reading, which it's not a good book. It's not really well loved book. Like, it's not well written. It's really just for the sex. That's really it. So hopefully I can get through it. But I'm not going to be continuing the series either. But I was just in the mood when I got it. I was in the mood for something like this, and I bought this and another book too. So the back says The Chosen One. Barrington University is home of the Lords, a secret society that requires their blood in payment. They are, above all, the most powerful in the world. They devote their life to violence in exchange for power. In their senior year, they are offered a chosen one. I vow, you vow, we vow. People think growing up with money is freeing, but I promise you it's not. My entire life has been planned out for me. I never got the chance to do what I wanted until Wyatt Alexander Archer came along and gave me an option for a better life. He offered me what no one else ever had, freedom. I chose to be his. That's what he made me believe anyway. But it was just another lie, a way that the Lords manipulate you into doing what they want. After being sucked into the dark, twisted world of the Lords, I embraced my new role and allowed Wyatt to parade me around the trophy I was to him. But like all things, what started out as a game soon became a fight for survival, and the only way out was death. So I'm on page 122. It's okay, but it's like the sex has happened, and now it's like, okay, what's the rest of the book gonna be like? It's like this most exciting part has happened, and now it's like, what is it? The rest of that book? All of these pages right here. These pages are just gonna be the same thing over and over again. No. But yeah. So there's that. And then Vampire Academy, of course. My special edition of Vampire Academy. The front, little metal piece in there. The sides. And top and bottom. And then the art inside. On the end pages. And then the signature and marker, wet signature. And then, and pen right there. Also, pinned in annotations by the author. Where's the first one at? Let's see. Because they're right back here. Art inside as well. One of my favorite scenes. My god, he's so cute in that. And now I'm like 2 years older than him. Oh my god. It says, if I let myself love you, I won't throw myself in front of her. I will throw myself in front of you. And him saying that in his Russian accent. Oh my god. But that's all the art in this one, anyway. But the Bloodlines series, special edition series, is going to be the exact similar as this. It's going to look like this. It's going to have, you know, the little metal piece inside. It's going to have all of this annotations. It's going to have art inside as well. And it came with, and if you know, you know, that favorite picture I showed you, the lust spell with the rose necklace. And I haven't. So, yay. And I just put it up here because it's too fragile to wear, especially as a dog groomer, like never. But I just put it on my little, so I just put it on my Vampire Academy shrine. There we go. So there's that, and then there's one more, right? No, that's it. Star-Crossed Warriors, Vampire Academy. The Ritual. Oh, sorry, I didn't say. Okay, so The Ritual is a dark college romance. And it's written by Chantel Tessier. And if you, I swear to God, if you scratch my legs, I'm going to kill you. Anyway, Vampire Academy is gonna be 5 stars. Let me see. I might be able to do the call pile for Coldest Girl in Cold Town right now. So might turn out differently, but just to give you a little characters. So call pile is a way to rate it accurately. So call pile is the letters CAWPILE. The first one is characters, so you rate like how, you know, what you think about the characters, whether, you know, you like them or they're lovable, you relate to them, whatever. However, 9 out of 10, or like something out of 10, right? So I'm rating the characters for Coldest Girl in Cold Town, 9 out of 10. And that's, you know, good. So, and then A is atmosphere. I would say 8 out of 10. Writing, 8 out of 10. Plot, 9 out of 10. Intrigue. There were some things that I noticed in the book that I didn't remember, and I noticed again, because that's what happens when you watch or read things over and over again. You start to notice like things that you hadn't before. So I'll say Intrigue 8 out of 10, even though it's the 3rd reread. Love, that's L. It could also be love or logic. So if it's a romance, love. Well, it could be like love could be like between characters, dynamics and stuff like that as well. So I'm gonna say 8 out of 10. And enjoyment, I'll say 10 out of 10. So what you do is add all those numbers up. So 9 plus 8 plus 8 plus 9 plus 8 plus 8 plus 10. So I get the number 60. What I do is divide that by 7, and that comes out to 8.57. And then you divide it by 2, and it's 4.28. So I'm guessing it's going to be a 4.5 star read. So, 2 really good star books. Warriors, another 5-star book. So January's going to be really good. But we have Star-Crossed and The Ritual, which I'm not far enough in The Ritual yet to be able to rate it. But hopefully at least 3.5 stars, you know. And then Star-Crossed, hopefully at least 3.5 stars. So it'll be an average month. It'll be okay, because everything else 5-star reads and then the 4.5 star read will balance everything out. So that's my look ahead for January, and this is pretty much the end of my video. So thanks for watching, and let's be. Bye.